But as we've been seeing over the years, we've been left with all of these little kids at the end of the day who just can't find their parents or their caregivers. And this has been a problem we've been chatting about on the air for years. And then recently, the Identikidz Program has come to the fore, and they're doing incredible work at the City of Cape Town. What a morning to welcome Councillor Francine Higham, Mayoral Committee Member for Community Services and Health. Francine, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. And yes, we do love our beaches.
The last time we chatted about Identikidz, I'm just going to be open and honest with you. I was rubbing my head. I'm doing it again now this morning. I'm thinking, how are we allowing ourselves to be in this kind of situation? But be that as it may, rather than say, that we've got this massive problem and getting too frustrated about it, how can we find a solution? And Identikidz is absolutely that, because there's just too many kids at the end of a long day at the beach just not being able to find their caregivers.
Yes, you're completely right. It is quite a frustrating situation that we find ourselves at our beaches. I was actually at Muizenberg and Fishoek Beach on Monday when we launched our program, the Identikidz Program, to visit some of the teams that are there operating right through from the 15th of December to January, where, we'll be on the beaches working with families to make sure that our kids receive their wristbands, to tag them so that if they get separated from their parents, we'll be able to reunite those families. And it is something that's quite concerning. I think, what we saw and when I spoke to a lot of our teams that are out there are so many children who are just heading down to the beaches on their own, unsupervised, and often not telling their parents where they are.
Wow.
So, and then when we try and engage with those little ones, we'll say, well, where do you come from? What's your name? What's your parents' phone number? And they don't have any of that information. But, that's why what we're doing with the Identikidz Program is so important. Last financial year, or summer season, I think we tagged over 130,000 children and reunited 300 with their families. And this year, obviously, we've got our teams out again across some of our busiest beaches, and hopefully we'll be doing the same. And we just ask that parents please come and visit it's a green container that's at the beaches, but you'll see the Identikidz teams as well in their bright orange t-shirts and bright orange caps, walking up and down the beaches, as well as obviously at the station where you can go and put a wristband on your child and make sure that they are safe.
Yeah, Francine, for the parents that are heading out there with their family in tow, what do they need to do once they find the green container? What's rests on the parents? And you spoke about a wristband. So walk us through the process so parents don't have to think too much about it, but know what to expect when they arrive at the beaches that have the Identikidz program.
For sure. So it's really simple. We're asking that when parents and caregivers arrive, they look out for those city branded green containers where they can meet up with one of our Identikidz teams. As I said, they are themselves also very brightly dressed in bright orange t-shirts and bright orange caps. And then they can go and just quickly register their child where they put their names and contact details and the name of the child. And then they give the child a wristband with the unique serial number that obviously is linked to the caregiver's details. And then if the child becomes separated from their family while enjoying the beach, they can then quickly head back to that green container or speak to any of our Identikidz teams, and we will then help them to find and reunite their child. Or obviously if we found the child, then make contact with the parents and tell them to come where we are with the child. It's a really simple system, but it plays such a critical role in keeping young people safe over the festive season.
Yeah, I think that kind of thing brings a lot of peace, knowing that you guys are out there. Now, you mentioned Muizenberg Beach when we started chatting, Francine. What are some of the other participating beaches in the Identikidz program?
Yes, we'll be at Muizenberg, we'll be at Fishoek. I think there's actually 2 stations at Muizenberg Beach. We'll also be at Strand, Camps Bay, Big Bay, Sea Point, Strandfontein, Fishoek, Gordons Bay, and many more. The full list is also on our city website, and you can kind of go there and see where the locations will be, as well as the hours. So we'll be there from 9 o'clock until 6:30, starting, as I said, from this last Monday, from the 15th of December, and continuing right through those key peak days in December and January. January.
Yeah, wow. You can see the full list on the website. I've done that. So it runs through from the 15th and all the way through 1, 3, 4, 10, 11, 17, 18 January. So really until almost the schools go back. So big up to you at the city there, Francine, and your team. I mean, giving up on the Christmas day, you know, while others are all out and about and hoping to spend some time with their families, getting into church or doing whatever it is they like to do on Christmas Day. Your teams are going to be out there. So big up to all the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for that. What happens if you're sitting at the end of the day with kids that are saying, I can't find the people I arrived with? I mean, I'm guessing this Identikidz program works well, but worst case scenario, what happens then?
Yes, we did actually hear some of the stories talking to the team of previous seasons where families have actually come from upcountry, so from, a Grabo or from Tulbach and come down. And then, we do try and obviously then make contact with SAPS or with DSD to put the child into a place of care until the family are able to come down and collect them. But it really must be very scary for everyone involved. Yeah. So we really do stress that parents and caregivers take part in the Identikidz program. And then just generally as well, if I can sort of make some sort of highlight some efforts that we ask our parents as well. It's really important that when you come down to the beach that you make sure that you are that you have a meeting place for your kids, that you dress them in brightly colored clothes so that they're easily identifiable. And then we've obviously got our lifeguards on the beach as well, who play such a critical role around drowning prevention and safety. And so there's some important rules there as well that we like to stress and remind those visitors to the beach. Please, swim between the flags. There's red and yellow flags. Please don't drink alcohol on the beaches as well, or bring glass to the beach. That obviously creates, more risk. And we do realize that when people are drinking, then that's often also when they lose concentration or become distracted. And that's when children also get lost. So those are some really critical requests, I suppose. We just ask people, we're coming and trying to help as much as possible from the city side, but we also ask that parents and caregivers also play their role and ensure that there is some responsibility around our young people on the beaches over this busy, busy time.
Yeah, we love that. Thank you. We needed to hear that, and that Identikidz program up and running already. So when you get down to a participating beach, make sure parents, the kids get their unique serial number and their armband, and all of those details are shared. Keep an eye open for the hardworking and brightly coloured busy folk from the city of Cape Town. That's the voice of Councillor Francine Higham, Mayoral Committee Member for Community Services and Health. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Francine, and for the amazing work that you guys are doing, taking care of the people of Cape Town. Have yourself a really great day and a wonderful festive season.
Thank you. Same to you. And please stay safe out there.
Yeah, that's some great advice. Thanks, Francine. That's really so important that we